right. Good evening, everybody.
Where I am now, I'm better than before. I'm through those.
FYI After Dark. So glad to be here. I'm here with my co-host Edward Everett, aka Mr. E, and of course we are the host of FYI Morning Show, and we're also host of FYI After Dark. FYI Morning Show comes on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9:30 on Peace 95.3 FM, WGPL 1350 AM, WPCE 1400 AM, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter. And we're also again here on FYI After Dark. We want you all to join us on Monday evenings. We have some great shows, great content. We have just fabulous guests, and we invite you to be a special guest, be a sponsor of our shows, and just meet us here when we come on. This show is sponsored by Beard Gods, and you can go to beardgods.com and check out some of the items there and the young man who has started this great company. Also, you can go to crystalrecords.com, get more information about FYI and some other things that we're doing. In the meantime, we are so glad that you have joined us, and we do welcome all our platforms: Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And we're just glad to be able to come to you and reach so many people. Mr. E, how are you doing this evening?
I want to say good afternoon to you all, and how are you? I'm fine. I'm like the country folks say, I'm fair in the Midland. I'm all good. Just a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Just wonderful to be another day of being under, above dirt.
Absolutely. It's a wonderful day. It's the day that the Lord has made. He's given us a wonderful day. I hope you all had a good day. The weather here is kind of fair in the Hampton Roads area. We're
Yes.
expecting some better weather, but I tell you what, we're glad for what we got. We're glad that God has given us a chance to be here and to do better. And at this time, I want to welcome our wonderful, fabulous, talented, beautiful guest, Miss Katrina Burns. She is a real estate agent with Onyx Realtors. And she's more than that, though. If you heard the music in the front of the show, she is on that uh, single, on that instrumental music, and she's on my single, of course, "Where I Am Now," which we use for our theme song. And that's how I met this beautiful young lady. I want to say good evening, Katrina.
Good evening, and I love being here. I am so excited.
I
So
am
ready.
excited to have you on. I want to tell everybody how we met. First of all, I was doing a project and I was like, oh my goodness, I need somebody to help me out. It had been a few years, Katrina, and before I did the project, and I said, oh, I need to find out who's in the Hampton Roads area that can work with me. So, oh my goodness, came across Mr. Patrick King, and
Yes.
through Patrick, met Miss Katrina, and they at that time were married. And Katrina,
Mhm.
you had that little baby bump. You had your firstborn. You were carrying
Woo!
your firstborn when I met you.
I had a little baby bump at the time. And right now, he is 10 years old. That has been
Oh,
a while.
I can't believe it's been that long.
It has. It has been a while.
And then when we were in the studio, I believe we were doing "Where I Am Now," the background
Mhm.
vocals, and you were in there with Miss Williams and another young man,
Yeah.
and you was getting ready to have another little baby bump.
Back to back. Yes, I did.
You did, but they are beautiful
Oh,
sons.
thank
And
you.
before we talk about them, because I want you to tell us a little bit about them and their personality, tell us a little bit about you as a real estate agent and what made you want to go into real estate.
Absolutely. So my boys, I'm gonna start with them. They are the joys of my life. And as you were saying, um, their father and I, we are so proud of them. As
Yeah.
my youngest, he is growing up, doing his own thing, speaking at certain engagement on his own, and he's only 9. And my oldest, you already know, both of them kind of following their father's footsteps. So
Yes.
they both play the piano,
Oh,
very musically inclined. So I am so proud of them both. So proud, 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 proud mommy. Both in the STEM program. I'm just so happy and elated for what God is doing in their life. He has fulfilled his promises. As far as real estate, I actually went and decided I wanted to do real estate as a teenager. I always kind of wanted to get into that field, that and interior decorating. But as you go through transitions in life, um, going from being married to single, I was like, I needed to kind of get out and explore and do what I always wanted to do, spread my wings and fly. So I
yeah.
decided to go into real estate. 2017 is when I jumped in that field for
How
sure.
do you like it?
I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm in every facet of it, property management side and even the residential side, and trying to dip my feet into other parts of real estate right now. So I love it. I absolutely love it.
This seems like it fits you. I remember when you were actually beginning, Katrina, because I definitely follow you and the things that you do. And
Oh,
seemed like that is really fitting. I was so pleased how consistent you are with it because there are so many that start in real estate and they fall by the wayside. Now, what is it about real estate that keeps you going?
helping people. And
Mm,
I would say that with different facets, you'd be surprised how many people feel like that part of their life is just a dream, something that they want to do, but they feel like it's so far away and unreachable. And it's just the lack of just not knowing, not having the knowledge, not having somebody that's willing to sit down with you, take their time and explain it with you, and go step by step on the process to kind of help build you as far as your credit and everything, get you up and get you going. So just sitting there and watching people walk into something that they never thought they could walk into. I love it.
it
I
sounds like your gift among many others. Like I said, when I met you, you're a singer. You're still a singer. Writing. There's so many things that you've done. And tell us, how can it compare to? Let's talk about some of the things that you do. Singing, you're in the ministry,
Yes.
your own talk show. Tell us how that compares, because the ministry, I remember when you answered the call. Uh, yeah,
Yes.
you were on social media. You were doing speaking to young people. You were speaking to single people. You were speaking to so many people, and you welcome your place in the ministry. Tell us about that.
Absolutely. So when I first became divorced, coming out of 15 years being in a marriage, and then you coming into being single, it is a whole new world. When I tell you, the dating scene is not the same at all. And when you're stepping out and you are a Christian and you want to live this life the right way, and you're trying to see who is really going to help me, kind of guide me. And when you look around, you don't find too many people that are really open and honest with you and just kind of cut straight to the point and give it straight out to you.
Yes,
um I just had that passion, and I'm like, I really need to do something to kind of help people. Let's open up this platform and this out abroad. I don't care if it's married, anybody can join in the conversation, but let's just be blunt and say, what are the challenges that we are faced with? How can we walk this thing out legit without having all these little extra schisms and isms? And you want to hear from a man's perspective. What do a man really feel? What does he think when we come in this particular way? When we respond this kind of way, is he really feeling? Is he really feeling us? When we get the cold shoulder, what does it really mean? Just really opening that platform and let people actually talk. Don't put the buffers on. No, don't talk down to me. Tell me straight up. Don't worry about my feelings. Tell me straight up and let me hear what it is. Just opening that platform and being open so that everybody can understand. Because one thing is, I am desiring to see so many people um have kingdom marriages that are actually successful. And I don't want people to go down the same avenue that I went through. I feel like that is the last thing I hope for anybody, but to really see some successful relationships is what my heart desire is, truly, truly is.
yes. And on that platform, I remember when you first was came to social media, you were open and honest. I mean, I don't think you held back at all, Katrina. But what does that do for you when you are an open book? And I really believe that you can talk and touch so many with the truth. And how have you found it to, as a ministry, be able to reach and really help heal those that you have talked with?
Most people want to find somebody that's real.
Hmm.
They want to see somebody that's real. Don't come fluffing. And a lot of times, and me, I can't do the fakeness. Don't come to me if you know that you struggling with the same thing.
Yes,
Be real with me,
yes,
and come on and help me come up with a way that I can get from point A to point B, in the right way. But if I'm struggling, I'm gonna say, hey, I'm struggling. This is where I messed up at, you
yes,
know. But yet, I found this is how I got to where I got to. But giving
absolutely.
somebody the raw truth, but then also giving them a solution to the problem. For sure. People love it. They love it. They love it.
Katrina, let's rewind for a minute because you come from a big family. And Mr. E, every single one of them look alike. Every single I have done. It was just, but Katrina, that's just like me when we would say, the Williams, everybody do what we look like. We all look the same. I got a sister that my grandson is like, is that you? Or which he don't know who is who. But Katrina, it's a lot of you guys and y'all look just alike.
Yeah, it's well, I'm gonna say my parents have 7 children,
Yes.
22 grandchildren. So they're pretty deep in the game. They're
Yes.
better in the game with it. For sure. For sure.
They are beautiful. I mean, to see you all together because your brother also shared the platform with you, and you all used to crack me up, especially him. The way you all interact and everything. So you are blessed all the way around, and
Yeah.
it's just marvelous. I want to know if your life, and you touched on it a little while ago. Um, you said that your life as a married woman compared to a single woman uh, is different. What is it like life after? And can you talk about that aspect of the transition from?
When you are married, and I think anybody that's married can say this, is all about your family, your spouse. You want to make sure you're catering to your spouse and things like that. Coming from being married to single, I was shell shocked at the beginning because everybody, the standards and everything is not the same. Once you are a wife, it's hard to come from a wife to, I ain't even gonna say a girlfriend because I can't do it. Once you go from a wife to that single life and you're realizing the way you normally pour out and you give to help, you can't just give that to any and everybody.
Wow,
So, and honestly, at the end of the day, if you do, you're gonna kind of wind up hurting yourself. You're gonna get hurt at the end. But just
absolutely.
really kind of being careful. You got to kind of be more watchful. And that's why that platform, and we're actually getting it started back up, kind of getting that platform out there to kind of understand, okay, how do I respond? How can I get into this? Because honestly, I was lost. I can't even make any kind of excuses. I was not feeling it.
But Katrina, did people treat you different? Because I always heard that, when you're in a certain status, married, and then you go to single, friends kind of like a little different, or people that used to interact with your spouse now look at you a little bit different. Is there a difference as far as how people treat you?
Well, I'm gonna say this. Be honest with you, a lot of people didn't know that I was single for a long time. Um, they didn't realize I was single until I actually started doing the single life. But I feel like people kind of walk on eggshells, especially because my ex-husband and I, we kind of did a lot of things together. So people were kind of walking on eggshells. They didn't know how to kind of treat me or whatever. So a lot of times when I date outside of people that most people know and
Yes.
that we together. One, for privacy's sake, and then also you just want to make sure you're maintaining that respect for the other person as well.
Wow. Boy, this is Valentine's Day month. Woo! I want to know, Katrina, what do you think about, first of all, computer love or internet, finding love on the internet? Tell us what this whole thing about dating and relationship in 2023 is like?
I'm old school. I
I
kind of
knew it.
I tried to do the Facebook dating and then the dating. I didn't last. Each one I think I was up there for like a week and I jumped off only because I feel it's for me. I feel like you can't get a good grasp of who you are interacting with. I'm that face to face. Let me get to know who you are. One that I can kind of feel your body language. I can know what's
Yeah.
going on. Kind of that's just me. But I feel like some people it works. My sister, she found her husband. They linked up through Facebook and they're together. But I feel like each person need to find their niche. But I feel like either way you go, make sure you ask them really important questions and kind of get deep in there what you need to know.
Absolutely. Now, are you going to address this on your platform? Because I think I heard you the other day speak about coming back with your platform. What are you going to address? What do people need out there? And how do you feel? Uh, how do you feel you're going to bring everything together to minister once again through social media?
I think one thing I've learned down through the years of being single again is kind of, again, I have to take my faith and put my faith in its place. Kind of seeking God on every direction. They kind of eliminate the extra steps because me at my age, I don't have time to waste, So really, really seeking God on every avenue and direction of your life and listen for them red flags because I feel like a lot of times the Holy Spirit will give you those red flags, like back up from that one here, something not right.
Yes.
But a lot of times we skip over that because somebody look good, they got the body chiseled, everything just in the right spots, so you want to make sure you kind of slow back, take things off the physical for so much and then more so just pray about it. Most definitely pray about it. But the platform, we're going to kind of open it back up because I feel like a lot of topics that we had before were really good topics, but
Yes.
just kind of a little twist to it and kind of open it up so that we can kind of deep down a little bit more to kind of get to more emotional things that's going on and what's hindering relationships from being successful.
Mr. E, I kind of feel as though Katrina should have a book out.
Yeah.
She should, you know what I'm saying?
Hello,
She should be
Katrina.
coaching, because, and the reason I say that, Katrina, not just from this one experience, but the calling on your life and the fact that you have started already ministering to people that, that are single or they are in a new situation. You have the absolutely the anointing to, teach. And so, Mr. E, what you think? How do you feel about it?
I want to say good afternoon to you, Miss Katrina.
Good afternoon, sir.
And I want to say thank you so very, very much for joining us on FYI After Dark. I know some of your clients, some of the people that knows you at Onyx, the realtor. They're one of my clients here at the radio station, Mr. Thomas. Yeah, Mr. Thomas over there in Newport News. He's a real close friend of mine. And I want to say thank you and congratulations. When I hear you talking, Miss Katrina, about single life, single. There's a song that's out. Life, yeah. And when I hear you talking about single life, are you speaking from hurt? Are you speaking from experience to help somebody to rise above? Or are you just got a shield of, have you allowed your God to fall down yet?
You have to, I'm going to say this. I think coming from out of a relationship, you have to learn how to take your hurt and put your hurt in the rightful place, but open it up for experience and allow my experience to kind of come out and to help somebody. But honestly, God told me to start the single life long before I started it. But I had to go through a process for myself with hurt, dealing with that and kind of putting that in its place. But then taking what I've learned from that hurt and allowing that to help somebody else so that they won't take rest in that same spot, in that same place. Because I feel like that in itself, bitterness and things will really hinder any relationship from going forward. Honestly, it really would, whether it's male or female.
Now, what are you saying to singles right about now? If you look at a male or female who's really trying to get that special boo, that special person, what would you say to young folks that say, okay, I'm looking for Mr. Right and I'm looking for Miss Right, but I'm looking via the internet. And how do you go by looking for love on the internet?
Well, I'm gonna have to say across the board for everybody, no matter what platform or whatever way you're looking for love, find your purpose first.
Okay.
Because you could be on the internet and you could go looking from left to right, but you're gonna keep pulling up nubs and it's gonna be frustrating. And I feel like it doesn't matter whether you on the internet or whether you on they have dating sites, that dating apps that are on the phone as you go that way. A lot of different avenues you could go down, but unless you don't know your purpose, I feel like you're gonna be looking to miss. Like you're not gonna find the right person.
You
Wow.
know, that's what I wanted to address, because I see you as just promoting not just dating and relationship, but self-love. And
Come
so
on,
tell us how you keep yourself up, motivated, and really caring for Katrina.
prayer.
Oh, I like that.
Do a lot of praying and a lot of fasting, but and then it's not like I'm perfect because I miss the mark often. I miss the mark, and I even say recently I missed the mark. And sometimes you have to pause, do self evaluation, and often I pull off social media or whatever quick. I would do it in a heartbeat, just
Yes,
sit down so that I can it's just me and God, and I just me and God, whatever God wants to say, and whatever I got to get off my chest, I get it off my chest. And after I get off my chest, God said, "Now are you done? Now come on, let's get back to going what we got to do. Come on, let's jump back in there." But honestly, prayer, most definitely,
absolutely.
Now, do
most definitely.
do you take do you take the time out? I know you got two children. Are you putting? Do you take the time? Are you not one of those busy mamas that said, I'm really trying to find me, reach out for me, and just put the kids in the background? Are you taking them as a package? Are you letting everybody know that when you get Katrina, you get the package?
First thing I say out the gate, look, I have children. They are the forefront of my life. And I think anybody that's on my social media know my kids are forefront, but they are my life. Anybody come know that is a package deal. If you can't take the package deal, I ain't gonna waste my time.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Are
The
you
wonderful
God
thing
in your
about it,
heart?
the wonderful
Are,
thing about it is she has a co-parent who I'm sure they are parenting well, and
Yes,
love those boys. I can tell they
yes,
are loved.
yes.
Katrina, talk about. We're going to rewind a minute, and I wanted to go back to what you do, and we'll come back to relationships. But let's talk about your job, and tell me how do you um, care for the people that you serve? You're in real estate. Is there uh, do you kind of like teach them how to buy? Do you teach them how to exist? And especially single people. Single people, they need homes too. What are
Yes.
your clients like, and how do you serve them?
First, you got to sit down and kind of talk to them and figure out what plan do you have? What do you want to do? Even though you're single, are you planning on getting married soon? Do you want to get a property that you're going to eventually use as income property later, like a townhouse? Want to get condo, whatever you want to do, to use as rental property for another stem of income when you get married? What is your plan? What do you want to do? If it's a family, is this your forever home? Do you want to use this as equity for the next house? So it's kind of asking questions to see what works for them, where they are financially, kind of getting them with the right lender. I do have some lenders that I work with, most definitely. Ones that have great personalities, because you want somebody to most definitely to help your client feel comfortable from the beginning to the end of the process. So it's just kind of having that conversation and just having that relationship with your client for sure.
Well, what about during the pandemic? How did things go for you? What was that like? And do you think people were realistic in what they wanted and needed at that time in real
Um,
estate?
It's a twofold. I think coming into the pandemic, I don't think anybody was actually ready for that transition because a lot of people were kind of hunkered down, and some people like, I'm not shifting anywhere, and then some people like they were ready to move. So they took advantage of that time where a lot of people weren't buying and they went and got into their houses. and they've been kind of tapering out of the pandemic. Well, we kind of in it, but kind of coming down as everybody was kind of transitioning out. We noticed as the interest rates start going up, and even honestly, yet and still with the interest rates going up, it's still cheaper than rental prices, so people were still like, I want to buy because I can't handle my rent. The rent is
Can
still
you say that, Katrina? Can you say that again? I thought I heard you say that rental is higher than buying.
That's right.
I'm on both sides of the spectrum, and I will tell you,
Whoa.
for sure, Because I guess if you also thinking about market trend and when a lot of people kind of left with pandemic, they were in their houses and people started shifting and moving and purchasing. It caused the rent prices to go up higher. So they're going to keep up with their rent law. So yeah, the rent prices went sky high.
Katrina, what are some of the things that you experience when young folks who are at the age of 25 to 30, the maturity age, what are some of the things that you experience that a lot of young folks, I have a 29-year-old son. I have a 29-year-old son, and the brother is broke as Joe's turkey. And
That is not right.
he's my baby, he's my big boy. And there he was into a lot of cell phones. I mean, cell phones. What are some of the things that you say to a young man, and he's a military also, he's a ex-military. What are some of the things you say to him that he needs to do to get his own home?
Well, first, we want to check the credit, see how his credit is, kind of focus on that side of it, and kind of sit down and lay out the whole plan. Let him know pricing, like I said, as far as rental and buying, and how he can actually make money if he put his money in the right places. And when you start laying out numbers and letting them know, hey, if you get this type of property, then you could actually be having somebody pay for your mortgage and you still have money to make and put in your pocket if you do this, this, and this. Kind of lay out the plan for them a little bit better so they can kind of see it in front of them and understand, hey, I can probably bank a little bit more if I started kind of putting my money in the right place and investing in myself.
Is it hard for people to open up to you about their credit and their background? Is it very hard for them to really realize now, since they realize that they want to purchase a home and they got so much stuff hidden in their credit? Is it hard for them to really give you all the information that is needed?
Well, by the time you get to me, I'm going to tell you, please let me know all the information that I need to know. Because if you let me know all that I need to know, I can help you better. So just come up with it. I don't care what it is. If you got a body sitting in the trunk, let me know up front. So we can get all this worked out by the time we get to the closing table. I'll get you there, but just tell me everything I need to know up front. That's all I have to do.
No skeletons in the closet.
None. Please
don't. Do you ever give that speech, Katrina, like, look, I know you want to buy a house. Maybe you need to do this, that, and the other. What are some things that people should do when they want to buy a home?
First off, understand that you are investing in yourself. You're going to invest in yourself. And when you invest in yourself, you're going to start kind of aligning your finances. Look at your finances and kind of sit down and kind of put your bills out, lay it out in front of you. See where you're delegating your money first. You know what I'm saying? And once you kind of do that, then you want to sit down and say, okay, is it more reasonable for me to start putting my money aside to kind of invest in myself in real estate? I feel like real estate is a market that everyone should invest in one way or another, depending on your finances. There's always a way that you could kind of jump into the real estate market, no matter what it is, but kind of looking at it in that aspect of it. So preparing yourself mentally and also understanding, kind of get your finances together first, because you'd be surprised. Some people come to us, they don't know how much they make, what they spend, where it goes, and then they want you to be a banker, they want you to be an accountant, they want you to do everything and get everything together for them. So I can sit down with you and we kind of can get the right people in to kind of help you get yourself together and get you to the right place. But you got to have the mindset to want to invest, because everybody don't have the mindset like, I'm investing in myself. Let me invest in myself. Let me invest in my future and what I'm going to do. It's a mindset thing for sure.
Absolutely. Where are we now with the interest rates? Is it a good time to buy? Is it a special time to buy? Is it a time not to buy?
It's always a time to buy because if you're still
Good.
comparing it to what you are paying out, I would say probably be more strategic about what type of real estate you're buying into. The market is better, much better than what it was because the interest rates have tapered down a little bit, so that's good. I will again, like I will say, just kind of really pay attention to what market you want to buy into as far as real estate, and of course your budget. You know where you are with your budget. That's why your real estate agent is there. You let them know your budget, and then you say, okay, let's have a game plan. You can look at these type of properties. Let's begin to think about investing in this and using this as equity one to your next one, and just kind of keep building and going up as you do on that way. And at the end of the day, you're going to come out with a lot of equity at the end. It's
Tell
the
our
process.
listening, tell our listening audience who you working with, or work for, or work with.
Absolutely. So I'm with Onyx Realty Professionals. That's in Virginia Beach, Virginia. My broker has the best broker in the world, Cavell. I'm sure he's up here looking at this, so I'm trying to give him big up so I get cool points at the end.
Yes.
Absolutely. So I
Good.
currently work with residential and kind of work with a few investors, but most definitely residential as far as home buying for sure.
Oh, very good. Because I was going to ask you about investment properties and things like that. Is that something that you look to do, or can you lead people in direction to find out, hey, what's a good place and what's a good thing to do if I want a rental?
Right. So I am actually jumping in a investment myself. I most definitely can take and steer people in the right direction. One thing I am very appreciative of, especially my office, is they are wide open when it comes to different avenues, investment and different things like that. Most definitely is a wide open stream that way. I most definitely can steer people in the right direction. But again, that's one that you got to realize what area of real estate you want to invest in. Some people, I would say, go ahead into that investment if you already know you have your home established and you have extra money that you want to have extra residual income coming in. Most definitely come jump on the investment side and get in there.
Yes.
And I feel like the market is good. You find a lot of people getting investment properties right now. I don't care where you are looking this in different cities. A lot of people are jumping into the investment side for sure.
Absolutely.
You
Mr.
said
E
something.
wanted to get his toes wet. Mr. E,
You look like you ready. Come on, jump in.
Mr. E, tell us what you gonna do now. You said you wanted to get into real
I
estate.
I really want to be a real estate agent. I really want to get into real estate, and I'm just taking. I got my book and everything. I'm just taking my time, and I'm really trying to figure it out. And is this is what I want to do. If this is what I want to do, because I heard so many agents are really having um a time working, of selling homes or selling commercial property or going into the investment. But they said y'all just had a meeting the other day, a 5-day, 6-day meeting the other day, last week sometime. And I was talking to one of the fellows that's a part of your team, and he said he learned so much about real estate. He said, Everett, let me tell you that this is one of the hardest jobs in the whole wide world, especially when you get into real estate. It ain't like what they say, that you can get out there and sell a home, but they said that the paperwork, the team that you have to have under you you have to learn to work together. Is that one of the hardest packages, or one of the hardest things in the world?
Is it hard as far as working with a team or just
Yeah,
real estate in
with
large?
real estate and the team.
Well, I would say this: coming into real estate, start in a particular avenue, kind of get that mastered, and then go to the next. You have some people that want to do residential, then you do commercial, then you're all over the place. Find
Right.
an area that you want to get your feet in first, get comfortable with it, find a good brokerage or firm that you want to get with that you're comfortable, that will give you the knowledge that you need. Um, I will sing the praises of Honest always, because
Oh, that's
at
good.
that firm you have so many different people that are full of so much wealth and so much knowledge, and they freely give it out to everybody. Just find the right place. I feel like real estate is enough out here for everybody. I don't
Wow.
think ever like a dried up spot. It's people are always producing. Always. I always have people looking to buy. Always,
Why
always,
is the
always.
test so hard? And you got to read that great big
That
old
great big
book.
old that
I'll
thing
help
was
you. It's
thick.
not that hard. It's
Huh?
not. It's just honestly, it's not. But I feel like finding the right avenues and the right places to kind of get the knowledge. Don't try to do it on your own.
Yeah.
I would say that if you grabbing a book and you randomly grab a book from a friend that took a class and they got the in-class training and you do it on yourself, it will be overwhelming. I took the class. I passed it my first time, 2017.
Ooh.
It's well, thank you. Well, no, we gonna pray the Lord will help me on some of them damn. But if you can do it, it's
Is it
honestly get the right person to kind of help you with the studying. You got it.
is
First
the
time in.
classroom totally different than studying on your own?
Yes.
Oh
Yes, yes,
wow.
yes. Yes. And I'm saying that because I took my class the first time and then I allowed my I decided to kind of step back for a little bit, and then I wanted to go back and I had to take the test again. I didn't take the class, studied on my own, and I had to retake one part. I think it was the national over again, but I got it the second time. But just kind of in class, you can get that feedback and that interaction. I enjoyed my class. I'm still friends with my professor today. He's probably looking at this right now. So I enjoyed it. The class is much better. Don't do it on your own.
Why is the classroom in the classroom? You got the 300 questions in the classroom, and it takes you hours to finish the class. I see. I'm really trying to focus, and I'm really trying to put it and put it together. But for a whole 2 hours in a classroom, I'm not there yet. I'm still trying to get there, because that's why I study on my own. But I'm really trying to get there. But now you telling me, from talking to other real, now you telling me it's better to be in the classroom than to be on your own.
Yes.
Yeah. Everybody's different. Some people they get it differently. I'm a person I need hands on. I need to be in the class. But
Absolutely. Katrina, I want to talk about another relationship, and that is mother and your beautiful sons. You've already told us about them and some of the
mhm.
things that they are, but tell us a little bit about some of your concerns. You're raising African American boys. Tell us a little bit about your concerns and tell us the joys of motherhood and just some of the things that you do in order to make sure you're giving the best to your children.
Absolutely. I'm gonna say God blessed me with the best set of boys ever. They
Oh,
they are the best. They don't give me a hard time. But of course, I think as African Americans, we obviously see the main things that are in front of us every day. Um, they come home and they ask me questions. And I think my main concern, and I want to make sure to kind of calm them and not make them so nervous, because even in school they're presented with opportunities. What will you do if this happened? What will you do if that happened? And even my youngest, if you kind of look at my page, he did a speech not
yeah.
long ago talking about that very topic, um, and even the concerns that he has as an African American. I pray often, and I want to teach them the same, that we got to put our faith and our hope and our trust in God. One, not to worry, but also to understand that you are who you are. And I raised them to be a certain way, to live a certain high standard, because I
Yes.
know that God has me and graced me with leaders, so kind of teach them, keep your head up. I don't care for what reason, what shape, what form, no fashion. Nobody gonna talk you down from who you are. I don't care what situation come up. You are who you are. You who God created you to be. And I don't ever want them to step down from that. I
Yes.
don't care what atmosphere you go in, what building you walk in. You're gonna keep your head up and you're gonna walk who you are out all the way, 110%.
How
Um,
helpful is the village? You've got a lot of, you got grandmas and you got uncles and aunties. How helpful are they when it comes to helping you to raise your children?
I have a great, 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 great support system. I truly am grateful for my parents, for their other grandmother on the other side. Of course, their dad. We are all a big old huge village that's really helping to shape them into who they are. And again, I'm grateful. I have not one complaint. Everybody kind of jumps in. With me in real estate, you all over the place. The schedule all over
Absolutely.
the place. So they kind of really jump in and kind of really help out and assist, as far as getting their Bible study time in, as far as helping with homework, even when they were remote and virtual, a big help and a big hand through all of it. And I'm grateful to God, as God is really blessing them, with favor in every avenue. I thank God for it.
Yes.
Wow, that's wonderful. Because this is Black History Month, and we have learned so much about every year this time in February, everybody talks about Black History Month. Do you take the time out to teach them about Black History Month, about their ancestors, and the different things that they had to endure in life as an African American man?
Mm. Yes, sir. Honestly, I feel like that those conversations happen long before Black History Month. We kind of talk throughout the year. We kind of have those conversations often. I even went as far as kind of doing those DNA tests to kind of figure out our heritage, where we came from. So we kind of get into that conversation and talking about it. Can we have deeper conversations and go a little bit deeper? Yes. But for me, I kind of have to balance it out a little bit because of their age. Because I don't want to walk around in fear. And I know that's kind of a sad thing to say, but I already know the questions that my children kind of give me already, so I got to kind of piece it to them little by little, and kind of go a little bit more. But I do try to do my best to kind of pour into them who they are, and to be proud about that, because this is something you should be proud about. For sure.
Good. Since the schools are having such a hard time now, since schools are having such a hard time with guns in school, and how is it on young king's mind, your young men's mind, as far as what's going on as lockdowns and as security checks and book bags, and what to do just in case of one of those things should happen? What to do with bullies? Have you ever sat down to describe and talk to them about those things?
Absolutely. We try to sit down and talk about it. I kind of give them an open space to kind of tell me their thoughts. Let me know what you feel, what you think. Are you nervous? Are you afraid? Like, okay, so let's have this conversation. What will help you feel comfortable? Luckily, I'm grateful to God that the school that they're in has security measures in. They won't even let the children, the parents in, So that's a good thing. And I don't think they're kind of letting up on that at all, because we can't go past that front door. But I'm grateful to God for it, so we can kind of have those conversations that help them feel comfortable. But also outside of that, I think even as far as the shootings, they are going to express their fears and their concerns about it. But we kind of talk about, okay, if this happens, what should you do? We kind of say, okay, now if this happened, now what should you do? We kind of go over that on a regular basis. But honestly, I just kind of make sure I leave it as an open platform, and then kind of slightly say, okay, now do this, so they won't worry so much, but understand, let me keep this in the back of my mind. If this happens, this is what I need to do.
I want to rewind all the way back. I want to rewind. And I want to go to your divorce, your separation. How did you dialogue with the boys, and how did they receive that mommy and daddy is no longer married and in that lifestyle?
That is a great question. So for my youngest, that really wasn't a huge concern, only because he was so young when we separated. I think my youngest may have been 2. My oldest had a hard time, and trying to explain to him everything in a respectful way, so that it's respectful for both sides. And then just kind of understand, okay, mom and daddy, we just kind of felt like it's better for us to do this for our family at large, kind of explaining it in a way that works for him. But honestly, he had the hardest time with it, to the point where he went from being a straight A student to his grades just kind of doing a slump, him acting out in school. So grateful to God that his dad and I were able to come together, go to his school together, sit down with the teacher. Okay, what's going on? We're both here actively, so that you can see that we're here together, regardless of whatever, we're going to still be your parents together. I'm grateful for that. So that kind of helped. And honestly, at this point, they both on that A track. So we good. We good.
Now, when they know they have 2 mommies, do they really look at two mommy situation, or because there's a lot of single parents out here now that are doing that thing. They're divorcing, and they got
Mhm.
children that are involved, and then one half get remarried, and the
Right.
other one's still single. Do they really look at it, cockeyed it now?
No, I think I guess everybody's situation is different. For us, we did have to the parents had to separate our issues from our children. And after we separate our issues from our children, we had to deal with our issues separately outside of them. And once we deal with our issues separately outside of them, and I had to realize let me develop a relationship with his wife, let us get this right here together. And we develop a way that we respect each other for our roles. And when they see that we respect each other for our roles, then it's much easier for them. They understand it. They don't have to feel uncomfortable,
Yes,
and they say, yeah, my mom over here, I don't feel no kind of way, because I realize I'm still the mom, I'm still their mom.
absolutely.
Just we just have our roles and our times what we have them. And I think honestly, that's something, if we establish that outside of the children, that respect, it's like a culture we establish and they just kind of flow right.
Wow.
And it really will make a difference. I don't
That,
think they really think too much of it at this point. They really
yes,
don't.
that is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Katrina, what's next for you, girl? You got so much you doing, so much in you. But how do you see your life playing out in the next few years?
Um, Honestly, before I used to put my mind on like I want this, 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 and this. I'm praying and believing God is gonna bless me to get married and everything. But honestly, my focus right now is on my assignment and what God want me to do. So we're
Yes.
getting the single life back up and going. So in the month of March,
Yes.
I have a launching for that, kind of get that on a bigger, wide scale and platform. The first time it opened up to us to start doing recordings at Cold Press and different venues like that. We kind of have it on a more grand scale, having conferences and things like that. So it's big things coming. What we were going to do
Yeah.
at first, that was me putting a halt to it. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I got so sick of the single life. I'm like, I don't even want to do the show no more. I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of it. But then God just kind of put me on my hips a little bit, let me
Yeah.
understand it's not all about me.
When is
So
the book? When is the
that's
book coming out? When is the
That,
book?
be honest with you, I actually started writing the book. I start writing it, and it's going to be about 10 chapters in there. I promise you. I just kind of take my time to kind of write in each chapter. As soon as the Lord give me something to put down, I write in there. But I promise you, I already started it. I did.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And
absolutely.
congratulations.
Well,
So
thank you.
what was the epiphany? What made you say, "Uh-oh, I need to get back to social media and the ministry and my platform"? What was the thing that just hit you like that?
I guess kind of being single. And you just kind of you have certain things happen in life, and then the Lord just say, okay, now that you done had your moment and then you had your little break, now I'm gonna need you to get stuff back together. God has a way of reeling us back into our purpose and willing us
Yes,
back in for us getting back on track and understanding. And plus I keep having people inboxing me or
that's
texting me like, when you gonna get that started again? I miss you doing that. So that kind of helped out a little bit.
yeah. Because
But
you know what, Katrina, I even followed you when you were doing your social media platform, and it was exciting. You all were having fun. You were
yes,
so, you're so truthful about what your experience was, and I knew that it would be really, really helpful and needful to people that are out here in relationships. So I'm glad I heard it the other day that you were coming back.
I
Yes,
am.
I did, and I said that is good.
I
So
am.
we wish you all the success,
Thank
Katrina. We
you.
wish everything that you're doing with your family, with with yourself, because you also are showing single women how to kind of like kind of floss out here. It may not be easy. You know what I'm saying? It may
Yes,
not be easy all the time, because being single sometimes is a lonely walk. But
it is.
you still going forth. Your priorities are straight. You're looking good, and
Thank
you
you.
you know you have that self love and everything, and you have God on your side, and that means so
Yes,
much as we look and observe your life. It is really a beautiful picture. I want you to give your information about your real estate business and how people can contact you. I love what you said about the fact that people are always wanting to buy homes. I think that is wonderful. Mr. E, when you hear a real estate agent, and you don't hear that all the time, but when you
That's
hear
right.
a real
That's
estate
right.
agent say that, you know they are definitely on that road
That's right.
of success. So, Katrina, give that information for our viewers.
Absolutely. So honestly, you can check me on any social media outlet, DM me, or if you want to be formal and email me, you could email me at katrina.k@onyxrealtypros.com. I am there for sure. And again, that's katrina.k@onyxrealtypros.com. The single life will be coming back up. We do have an email, but I'm gonna get some things tweaked out. But inbox me, call me. My number is 757-933-5510. I freely give it out. So feel free to call me, email me. I am here. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Now,
Katrina, who do you want to shout out? Because you got some folk up here, Sheena, you got Charity, Latoya, Ebony, a lot of your friends. Anybody you want to shout out?
I tell everybody, I love y'all. I can't see them, but I know you can see. You can see who I can't see. But I love everybody, and I appreciate the support. Everybody, they're always great supporters of me. But I would tell them to share and keep looking at FYI Radio Show. They are the best. Thank you.
We would love
Bonjour.
for you to be on FYI Morning Show. I know you're busy, but hopefully one day, because we got National Women's Week, a month, coming.
coming up
And
in
we would
March. Yeah.
love maybe one day when you're a holiday or something that you can come in and or either call in and be on our FM platform. We would love to have you. But we also, at this time, Katrina, would love for you to just give a word or something inspirational to ladies that are looking on, or just people that need just something uplifting.
Absolutely. One thing I most definitely can say at this hour, because I can say what God is speaking to me, is to submit your life to God. And every desire, every want, every need, everything that you need, God will supply it as you walk your journey out. And I know every day is not going to be easy. Some days going to be harder than others, but really submit to God and let God use your life as a testimony, even as if it is a storybook in itself. And every page of it is for somebody else to get the glory out of your life. I'm freely open for God to do it. Just let God do what He will do. And I promise you, your tomorrow will be much better than today and your yesterday.
Ooh, yeah.
Now,
Mr. E?
Katrina, before we let you go now,
Yes,
if
sir.
I change my mind and need some HELP in my
Calm. I got you.
okay, good. That's it.
But
Now,
wait,
would you take
sir. Lean forward on
Lean
your head.
forward.
That. No, sir. No, sir.
Ah!
No, sir. Mm-mm.
So Katrina. So Katrina, I remember one day you said this, and I told Mr. E. Katrina said this one day. She said, Dallas and them, they all right, but it ain't Dallas. It's those daggone fans.
It is.
Look, she
They
said
got
that
the
was
right
so funny. I
family.
thought I was screaming. Yes.
Look, sir. Okay, but I know we're going through a new transition. But I feel like when the Commanders come back, we're gonna come back for you.
Trina,
We
wait
saw
a
you.
minute. You were doing wonderful till I found out that you was a Commander fan. Did you,
Sir, but the last time we saw y'all,
Katrina,
Y'all
listen
was
to
out
me.
back.
Did you not know I was trying to get some investors together? And
okay.
and you know the reason why I was trying to get some investors together?
Why?
Because the Commanders are up for sale.
Uh,
And I was going to buy the Commanders and use them as practice team for the Dallas Cowboys.
no, he did not.
He went there. He went there.
He did. But we're gonna see him again because we beat him the last time. But I'm gonna let that go.
Katrina, it didn't count.
It didn't count, but we won, and it was pretty bad. It was
But
pretty bad.
they told me that the Commanders bought all the batteries out of dollar store and everywhere, you know. But see, here's the thing that gets me so much, Katrina, and this is it. I'm getting off of football. Is that, you know, when you was a little girl and you talk a real good game and you say that you loved God. You know, you was always told as a young lady to follow the star. You
Sir,
follow the
sir,
star, you find the baby. So
sir.
Katrina, commanders can't help you. They don't know who they are. They don't have a home.
Come on, follow the star.
They don't have a
Sir.
home. They don't have a place to play, a place to call home. They're practicing at a high school.
You making her
football field.
case. You making Katrina's case.
See, that's why I say that it's the fan base.
I
It ain't
told
just the fan base that make it all worse. It's the fan base.
Do you have an NBA team?
I used to have the Heat, but they kept switching people out to the point where I don't really watch basketball anymore. Football is
Wow.
now you
I
find
tell
me
you what,
in the
Katrina, give your information before we go to our viewers and let them know how they can reach you.
Yes. So again, you can freely email me at Katrina K at onyxrealtypros.com. Again, that's Katrina K at onyxrealtypros.com. Or feel free to find me on any email, social media platform, excuse me. Feel free to inbox me and I most definitely can get you connected. You can find me probably Katrina Burns on whether Instagram or on Facebook.
Very good. We look forward to all that you're doing. We look forward to your platform coming back, Miss Katrina. And I want to say thank you so much for being on with us.
Yes, thank you for having me.
So what day can we get you on our daytime show in March?
I hope we can.
You let me know and I'll see what I can do to work it out. I'll make it happen, sir. I got you.
Blessings and have a wonderful, wonderful evening.
You too. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great one.
You too.
God bless you. All right. So Mr. E, wow, Katrina Burns. So glad that she's doing well. She's moving forward and she's inspiring others. I've been following her, and like I said, ever since I met her, have been following her and seeing how her life is playing out. And she's about some good things. And that's what we want to see from our young people. We want to see them focus. We want to see them with self-love, improving, and though they may go through things, we want to see them win.
That's right. That's right. And what she's doing and saying, even though the road got rough, that she was able to recover in a rough road. She was able to move up to that next level in the rough road. I want to say good afternoon to Miss Sheila Robbins and Miss Sheila Robbins, Ebony, Claudette, Latoya Devon, Greg Bell, Diane Burns, Sheena Claiborne, Miss Mardell Lewis, RAA Court. I want to say good evening to you, and y'all, thank y'all for tuning in to the most talked about show in the whole wide world.
Miss Tracy Porter is on. She said Jesus followed the stars. But anyway, I want to give a few announcements. I want you all to make sure you all are continuing to come to our Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday platform on 95.3. We're on WGPL 1350 AM, WPCE 1400, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. We're on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, FYI morning show, radio morning show. We are hosting it. I'm Yolanda Hinton with Mr. Ed Everett, aka Mr. E, and we love being on. We celebrate 7 years, FYI. You can be a special guest sponsor, an intern with FYI radio show. Mr. E will give you that information in a minute. But also, don't forget to return to the platform here, FYI After Dark. Great content, great guests, discussions, a whole lot of things going on our After Dark platform. And we want you to continue to follow us. Make sure you like, subscribe, make sure you share, and comment on our platform so we can know that you're there and that we can shout you out. It's a blessing to be able to be here to share on a national and international platform. And we love the fact that you all come to share with us. Thank you so much for your support. I want to remind you all to please, we have a few things going on with our with FYI. We have some upcoming shows. We are going to celebrate National Women's Month and highlight all these wonderful women. We've had a wonderful time, Mr. E, talking
That's
about
right.
Black
That's
History
right.
Month. And also Valentine's Day, we've had a wonderful platform talking about that love thing, and we're so glad that we can bring great shows for you. We'll be continuing to serve that tea.
That's right.
Mr. E, I think I told you, but there's so many people sending us suggestions on great topics that they would like to hear on our platforms, and so I look forward to sharing those things with you so we can, bring the people what
That's
they
right.
want.
That's right. And that's what it's all about, Miss Hinton. Giving the people what they want, open up keg of worms, open up information, because there's a lot of things during voting time that folks don't know. They don't read the ballots. There's a lot of things that's going around the cities that in the state that folks don't know anything about. There's a lot of things going on in Loveville that folks don't know how to make the adjustment. So all they have to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy FYI After Dark or FYI in the daytime. One thing about FYI, we want to help our listeners to grow. We give them current events. We give them current job listings to help them to get jobs, whatever you may be. We even let those know that has been incarcerated, that you too can rise again, that there are programs out there for those who have been incarcerated thinking that they cannot get no job. We even help fathers. We help fathers who try to get back with their families, and fathers who are holding their heads up down to help them to rise up again. We even go as far as giving you any and everything that one needed. Ms. Hinton, and one thing I can say about this platform, FYI, we allow folks to be a part of everything that we do.
Absolutely. Now, look, don't forget the the Royal Ladies Pie. There is going to be a launch. I'll give information to you real soon about that. And Bullying is Right Underneath Your Nose, which is my book. You all can go wherever books are being sold. You can go to the ebook platform. You can go to Audible. You can inbox me if you're interested in the book. Bullying is Right Underneath Your Nose for your little youngins, for your children, for the family. It's very important. On this platform, we also talk about bullying, and we'll be talking more and more about that and discussing. We would love for you all to chime in and talk to us about how you feel about things that are going on in our community, our society, as it concerns with bullying. Also, Young Women Achieving Success, Crystal Community Development Corporation, my foundation, my nonprofit organization, the community's nonprofit organization. We have a wonderful, wonderful program, Young Women Achieving Success, for girls 10 to 17 years old, right here in the Hampton Roads area. If you are interested, make sure you inbox me, or you can call 757-287-6792, and you can have your beautiful girls in a place where we can serve and mentor them. Let's see. Also, don't forget, you can be a special guest, sponsor, intern with us. Mr. E has that information.
I want to say thank you so very, very much. If you'd like to be a special guest sponsor intern, all you have to do is pick up the telephone and give us a call at area code 757-714-7861. If you also like to sponsor FYI, give us a call. Our inboxes at Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton's Facebook page, FYI Facebook page, or you can email us at FYI Radio Show live at gmail.com. Again, that's FYI Radio Show live at gmail.com. If you'd like to be in our audience, all you have to do is inbox us and give us your email so we can pull you in as being our special guest in our audience on all the platforms that we're on. Just want to let you know that FYI is not just on Facebook Live. We're on all social media pages. We're also on 95.3 FM, WPCE 1400 AM, WGPL 1350 AM, and we'll soon be on 88.9 WMVA FM, and we're on the World Wide Web that can be heard all over the world.
Don't forget, tune in next Monday at 6 o'clock p.m. We'll be right here, and we're going to be talking about a whole lot of great things. We're going to be highlighting our Women's Month. We're going to be talking about bullying. We're going to talk about what's going on in community with gun violence and things like that. We got a lot of things that we have to say, and a lot of things that you need to say. Join us. Just see, I want you to have a wonderful evening, and thank you so much for joining.
And you do the same. Have a wonderful evening out here. I love it. I love it. I love it. I feel like I want to. Listen, don't forget to join us. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9:30 to 10 a.m.
Where I am now,
Don't
I'm
forget
better than before. I'm close open doors. Where I am now, where I am now, I'm in a special place. A tender morning rose. Where I am now.
Absolutely. That's 757-714-7861. Don't forget to check out our sponsors, Beard Gods, with the Z.com. Also, Crisco Records, CRISCO Records with the Z.com. And be blessed.